On November 5th, voters have approved the increase of minimum wage from $7.25 to $8.25 an hour. This comes at a time where New Jersey's unemployment rate is 8.5%. Economic professionals, minimum wage workers, and students alike have voiced their opinion on this matter.
I'm Professor Douglas Coate, Department of Economics, Rutgers University in Newark. The problem with the unemployment rate, as you know, you're not counted as unemployed if you've given up looking for work. 5% of minimum wage workers come from households below the poverty line. 5%. 95% of minimum wage workers come from households above the poverty line. $7 an hour times 2,000 hours, 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year, 2,000 hours. Multiply that by 7 or 8, choose your number. $14,000, $15,000 annual income from the minimum wage.
My name is Nancy Elias. I'm a junior English major here at Rutgers Newark, and I'm from Hawthorne, New Jersey. We're living in times where it costs more money just to live. You have to pay for gas, you have to pay for homes, rent is expensive, owning a home is expensive. I think that if you're supporting a family on minimum wage, it's not enough, and it definitely, it's a horrible situation to be in, and I sympathize with that. But I think it's unfortunate that the people who are making it to work as a living, it's like women working at like Walmart or one of those big corporations. I think it's unfortunate, and if you do have to support your family at that low cost, at that low wage, I can imagine that it's a very big struggle.
I'm Scott Nisley. I'm a student at Rutgers Newark. I live in the town of Westfield. Realistically, I think that amount really, it's not enough to live on. The minimum wage, a lot of people try to live on it, and a lot of people are forced to, but it's really not enough. I mean, if you do live on it, you have to be very careful. You really have to watch all of your expenses. You know, whatever the cost of food, the cost of living space. You know, if you're in an apartment, you know, the location of it. You know, all these things play into it. I know a lot of people want to see it happen. They want to see the minimum wage go up in the hopes that they'll earn more for every hour they work. But I think at the end of the day, I don't know how much difference that will really make.
I'm supportive of the minimum wage increase because as a college student, there's a lot of things I have to pay for, like books and you know, commuting and stuff like that, because I don't do them on campus like I used to. So I don't work a lot at my job because of school. It's funny, like a double-edged sword. Because of school, I have to cut down a lot of hours so I can be able to, you know, do homework and study and do all that stuff like that. So I don't get a lot of money in turn that I need to use for school. So I think it'd be easier to, you know, raise the minimum wage so I could get paid more. So.
Everett Forrest Rummel, economics, junior, senior, sort of. Rutgers Newark, and I'm originally from Millville, New Jersey. I did vote no, though.
Okay, why is that?
Because the jury's still out, sort of, but it's generally agreed that raising the minimum wage will have some negative effect on employment levels. It's just not clear whether the costs outweigh the benefits. But I just thought that, you know, it should be looked into more before it was put up to vote to the public, so I voted no for now. No, it's probably not a livable wage if you're working below part-time, which is what most minimum wage workers are doing. But if you're working part-time, it shouldn't be expected to be a livable wage anyway, I suppose.
I think for the people who are still being hired and will receive that increase in wage, it's good for them. But overall, I think it's terrible that so many people will have to be laid off, or so many people will not be able to work because it's going to cost people so much more to pay these people more money. So I think raising it to satisfy a few is not worth laying off people because you can't afford to pay all your employees anymore.
The higher the minimum wage, the more low-skilled workers you price out of the labor market. Because if your skills are not worth $8.25, you're going to have a hard time getting a job.